Well, good morning, everybody. And well, we're in the church, and as you can see, it's starting to be set up for our restart. And just letting you know that we're restarting church on the 14th of March, and that involves a few preparations and opportunities just to think about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, the things that we can and can't do. So just a few things to outline really. When we restart the church on the 14th, we are going to be restarting everything. So that will be the adult church, that will be the youth work, and that will be the children's work. The adult work will continue in here, in the main church hall, but the youth work will be moving from the loft downstairs, at least for the first couple of weeks, whilst we're sorting out kitchens and continuing the renovation in the loft upstairs. So that means that there won't be any overflow opportunity within the church. So we've got approximately 60 seats in the main church, and that will break down into only a certain number of households. If you're an individual coming along, you would constitute one household. If you're a couple coming along, you'd still constitute one household. And at the moment we have only limited places for households in the church, but we've not struggled with that in the past, so don't let that put you off coming if that's what you want to do. But there is some issues concerning expectation within the life of the church. So we are opening before Easter, rather than, we had considered starting on Easter Sunday, but we felt that the expectation to sing Thine Be the Glory with all our might, or The Greatest Day in History, or some other well-known Easter song, is going to be too much for some people. And yes, there's some differences and things that we would like to do that at the moment we just cannot do. Singing still isn't allowed in church, and also meeting up together still isn't allowed in church. We're hoping that as the restrictions change and ease, we'll get advance notice of what that will mean for the life of the church. Unfortunately, that means that for the first few Sundays that we meet together, that we're going to have to be fairly strict in the way that we meet up together. And that means that we can't socialise at the moment. Now, for some of you, that's going to be a real difficulty. I appreciate that. And for some of you, you'll really want to be able to talk with friends and, all the sorts of usual things. That's going to change, and it will be able to happen. But at the moment, we can't do that. So we just had to follow the rules. But we're also very aware that for some of you, church has not been possible. Either because you got very poor internet or no internet connection at all. And there have been people in the church who won't even be able to see a video like this because they've not been able to get onto YouTube or to be able to see these things. So we're going to be writing to people as well. So we're letting people know now that we're restarting church, but to also manage your expectations in coming back into the life of the fellowship here. We want to gather people together, but equally, if you're feeling that the best place for you to worship God at the moment remains in your own homes for now, we'd support that. We're not going to say that that's a bad thing. But in time, of course, fellowship and being part of a church is being part of a family of church. And being part of a family and community means gathering and being together as church. So in time, we would want to see you coming back in. But we recognise that at the moment, that might not be something you'd find easy or helpful. So we just recognise that too. The other thing, of course, is those who are shielding. You might have had your vaccination, but you might have been instructed by your GP doctor or a letter from the NHS that's telling you to shield. We would encourage you to maintain shielding until you're set free, until you're allowed out and back to normal. We understand that's likely to be at the end of March. But we don't know that yet. So keep an eye out for what your GP, what the NHS letters say to you as an individual. And we will try to support you the best that we can. But we'd love to see you. We miss all of you so much in the life of the church. And we're desperate to be back together. And hopefully we can do that really soon, properly, singing our hearts out, having coffee and hugs and all the things that we so desperately miss. But be patient. These things are coming. And we're very hopeful that it won't be too long before things can get back together. And we're already beginning to plan stuff. We're planning a jumble sale, we're planning a plant sale. So good things are coming, and as spring turns to summer, I'm sure there will be a lot to celebrate together. So we're praying for you, keep praying for us, lots to prepare, lots to do, but we look forward to seeing you really, really soon. Bless you and take care.